And listen to this. If you know who the biological father is and that man is the legal father too, so you have two dads, you can collect child support.
Thank you. You cannot commit a crime. You cannot be doing drugs. You cannot do anything that will because them 10 years is hanging above your head.
The parents are trying to hurt each other and not thinking about the most important thing, which is the best interest of the child.
Oh my God. Like
Libation. Episode 2,
Libations
and Litigations. Before we get into it, let's talk about our libation today.
So I curated the drink. I made strawberry lemon drop martinis, which is very popular. Everybody loves
it. Is that a rampage?
Yes. Every time we go somewhere, give me a strawberry lemon drop. Now I started saying no simple syrup because remember we're trying to watch our calories. So how I made this is I made my own puree from scratch.
Okay.
I took fresh strawberries. I sauteed them down.
There's fresh strawberries in here, guys.
Yes, I sauteed them down. I sprinkled some sugar in it, just a little sugar. Next time I want to try with honey, but I sprinkled a little sugar in it. I squeezed some fresh lemon juice in it, cut some lemons up and squeeze fresh lemon juice in it. And then I let that ball down. I took my immersion blender and merged it together, and I made like sort of a puree. And so I did vodka, and I have no measurements. I just let my ancestors guide me. So I did Tito's vodka. I did the puree, fresh squeezed lemon juice, a little bit of Minnie Mae's zero sugar juice. Just to make it stretch because I knew I wanted to put it in a pitcher. So I pre-made the drink so that way when we get here, we just have it, made. But at home, you can put it in a shaker and make it how you want. You don't have to use the Minnie Mae zero sugar juice. You don't have to use that. I just added it to make it extended, to stretch it out per se.
Let me be the taste tester, even though I tasted it a little bit before. Let me see.
I know it's good.
This is good, and you can actually taste the vodka. And it's not sugary. I hate, and don't you dare ever put a sugar on my rim.
Don't put a sugar on my rim. I know y'all are probably gonna judge us, but don't put a sugar on my rim. And it doesn't feel weighed down. You ever had a drink and it just feels so weighed down when you drink it? It just feels like a meal in a glass. I don't like that. This is refreshing, especially with the summer coming up. It's perfect.
That's gonna be your go-to summer drink.
It's my go-to summer drink. Nah, my pear martini.
This
is runner-up. Pear martini #1 still.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have our libation of the evening. Let's get into some topics.
Yes, let's get into the law.
The people are itching. I mean, it is trending. Our girl Lotto is having a baby by an alleged married man.
Allegedly. And this is right up Hallie's alley. This is family law. I know this is in Georgia, but we want to talk about it from the perspective if this was to be happening in Louisiana. So, Hallie,
well,
what you think?
So, if he is married, I mean, he's going to have to go through channels to actually become a legal and biological father. In Louisiana, to establish paternity, you have to actually... Birth certificates no longer just justify paternity.
To affiliate the child.
Correct.
Yes, it's not enough.
So what you have to do is you sign a 2-party acknowledgement, which you do at the hospital.
Yep.
Or you can do it.
Yeah, I learned that they starting to do it at the hospital now. I didn't realize that.
That has been since 2018, I believe.
Because I know after 2016, the birth...
2016, I'm sorry.
2016, the birth certificate is not enough. So I didn't know that they provide the form at the hospital.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do. So if you're not at the hospital, you can always do it later, especially if you go to have to petition for paternity, or you have to do it for child support.
Yes.
Not some, but you have to also take a DNA test if you're going through child support through the state.
So either by scientific method or by the 2-party act of acknowledgement.
Correct.
Right? That's the two ways you can affiliate a child if a child is born outside of a marriage.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So that's what he's going to have to do if this child was, hypothetically speaking, born in Louisiana. Again, if he... Let's say he is married,
right? And
when she does have the child, all he has to do is just go to the hospital and affiliate the child.
Right, that's
himself,
easier.
Yeah. Now
he barely was claiming it.
Claiming the child?
I mean, the way she popped out with the child, you know, we don't really know. That's why I say we got to say allegedly. We can't really speculate. That's why,
again, if he's married or not, if he's going to go there and he's going to establish his paternity, I think that says a lot in itself.
Right.
I mean, and if they're in a relationship, so it is what it is.
They're in a relationship. I mean, I guess I don't know what a rumor came at that he's married. Like, I don't understand that. Like, we did a little research. We was trying to find it. I don't know why they're saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because they was bringing up the fact that he was out public with Amber Rose. So then another rumor, they said that he got married for citizenship in, the United States. However, if he was out public with Amber Rose, when she was doing her slut walks and he was out public, the pictures popped up. And I remember that relationship. I don't get why he wouldn't be out public with her. I don't think him being married would be a reason to stop them from being out.
Right. And again, I mean, it happens more than you think. Married men do have side babies or other babies. For whatever purposes that you married for, people do have other children that are not children of the marriage.
Children of the marriage, yeah.
But, we want to use this topic today to inform people. I mean, this could go to moms.
All the issues that can arise from this.
Right.
Yes.
And dads, go and get your paternity. You have no rights until you establish that paternity legally.
Yes.
You have to do that.
And the first thing you need to do is you need to consult with an attorney. Sometimes we know how an attorney can be called, so we know it's a privilege. But if you can just do a consultation, just so an attorney can lead and guide you down the right path.
Correct.
We can tell you the broad spectrum of custodies and all the problems that can arise from that, all the ancillary issues that can arise from custody.
And there's so many issues that can come from paternity, because again, let's say you don't get a DNA test.
Give us an example. Yeah,
let's say you don't get a DNA test and you just say, you know what, I know this is my baby. Let me sign this affidavit. Let me put my information on this birth certificate. Then you find out 8 years later,
this is not
you up the creek.
And you heard she said 8 years later, because time matters.
Time matters.
Time matters from when you knew or should have known. Or when if you find out, I think it's after 10 years, you find out after that 10 year.
If it's in bad faith.
If it's in bad faith, you still can, disavow, I guess, what it would be called, disavow.
But you have to prove that you were frauded or if it was bad faith, if it was in bad faith.
So.
And I've had some cases like that, where they have kind of passed that prescriptive period. But some courts, again, I can't speak for all courts. One particular court allowed us, the mom was agreeing, look, I know this is not his child, and let's just stipulate,
please,
to disavow the child.
Yeah, that was really nice of her to do that. Yeah, because a lot of times they so bitter, so ugly. You can't even find these people half the time.
And sometimes it's so selfish on the mom, because they'll know who the biological father is. And listen to this, if you know who the biological father is and that man is the legal father too, so you have two dads, you can collect child support from both.
So y'all know in Louisiana, what she's saying is in Louisiana, you can have two dads, a biological and a legal dad.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us, because Hallie is a family law attorney, she mostly do family law, I do some. But can you explain to us the difference between a biological and a legal dad and the laws that govern each one of them and the problems that can arise from it? I know that's a 3-point pack question, but I know you got it.
So I don't know if most people know, but if you are married and you have a child of the marriage, a husband is presumed to be the father of that child. Yes. Even though the mom may know that that's not the father.
She know that her husband is not the father of their child, their alleged biological child.
And if he didn't know, he has to meet there's some prescriptive periods to where he has to, if it's not in good faith or if he believed that he was frauded, then he can go and he can file what you call a disavowalment action because he's married. Now for unmarried people, you can do a revocation of paternity.
Okay.
But going back to the whole paternity thing, if a child is born, and let's say in Lotto's case, she's unmarried. She's unmarried.
Right.
So her boyfriend, 21 Savage, is alleged to be the child's father.
Right.
Again, alleged.
Alleged to be the child's father.
Now let's say,
while alleged being married at the same time.
Let's say a year passes.
Right.
And he's not the child's father. Well, he then can go and do what you call a revocation of paternity.
Because they're not married.
Right.
So it would be labeled as a revocation.
Right.
The law that represents them would be a called revocation.
And again, we've seen this happen. Like I said earlier, I've had cases like this where again, some people they just stipulate, okay, look, I know this is not my child's father, but again, you have to go and find a biological father.
Right.
In most cases, or by law you have to, because we don't believe in bastardizing kids in Louisiana. So,
and that just goes back to
right.
Right.
It sucks. and listen, child support is a touchy subject, and paternity and all that. But I think the
it makes a lot of people be scared of the law by with all this. Yeah,
and the moral of today is still, all in all, like, dads, like, more than half of my clients are men. Go and get your paternity rights, because you have rights. And don't let people tell you, oh, just because you're on child support through the state that you still don't have rights.
You have rights.
You have to go and file to get those rights, because child support is not going to.
Or if they behind, they feel like because you're not paying, you can't see your child. That's not a thing. They don't correlate with each other.
Mm-mm.
No, they don't correlate with each other.
Don't.
You should be taking care of your child and paying, but your rights don't get restricted because you're not paying.
Yeah. It could weigh on some.
It could weigh when you have hearings, issues.
But it's not a sole determination of.
There you go.
You can't get your child because you don't pay.
Because you don't pay. If we have a hearing and we're in front of a judge will consider that. Our hearing officers in Louisiana, we have hearing officers, which are kind of like magistrate judges. There are attorneys who specifically specializes in family law issues, which is a broad topic, and it scares a lot of people because it's very dense and there's a lot of code articles. That's why I kind of stray away from it. But I'm learning a lot, but it is a lot to learn. So, so in this case with Lotto and with him, that's one of the issues that can arise: child support and, like you said, child custody.
He has to go and invoke his paternity.
So you got to go there, like you said, sign that 2-party act of acknowledgement, or by taking a DNA test, and it has to be certified. And they go through the courts. I know a lot of people say this: I don't want the courts in my business. I don't want the people in my business. I'm like, please just go.
Oh, and another thing that people often think that is the right thing to do, or a misconception: you cannot go to Walgreens and do a swab test. That's not recognized in the courts.
No, you have to be certified. You have to go to an actual lab. We have like labs here.
I can't tell you how many people call. Well, yeah, I have paternity. Okay. Where's the certified paperwork? My mama did it at Walgreens. That's not gonna work.
It has to be by, like, I guess, forensic scientists. They actually are pathologists or whatever. They have to do the blood samples. Yeah. And then they do the lab, send it off, do the lab, and then they stamp it to let it certified.
With their signature.
Yes.
And it certifies that, hey, this is recognized as legal and truthful. You're the biological father.
And they're experts, so we need to call them to testify. If we have a trial, here's the experts who actually conducted this DNA test, this DNA blood test. And so you have to be careful with that. Like, having kids can really, it's really expensive. It can cost. I mean, they're presumed to be wealthy, Lotto and 21. So I'm sure they won't have those type of issues, but it can add up and cost you.
But it can add up, and it can cost you in the end if there's a nasty breakup. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm scrolling and there's people calling out their celebrity baby daddies for not paying child support, not visiting their kids. For years. They
never spoke on me for years.
And people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars, because think about it, like, you have to pay a fee to even call your attorney on the phone.
You do. And some attorneys charge hourly.
Some of them charge hourly.
So when you blowing us up and you texting and you emailing us, you can bill for that. You can bill.
So I think that, again, the moral of today is, dads and moms, if you're listening to us, consult with an attorney.
Yes.
And, make sure you have all your ducks in a row when it comes down to paternity, child support, because, again, if they're legal parents, they have rights. They have paramount rights.
And you may not have liked that person, but they were two grown people doing, y'all conceived a child. So you really don't even know this person, and you having a child with this person, you learn a lot about them as y'all being parents, because you didn't take time to know that person. Or you could be married and knowing this person your whole life, but going through a nasty divorce can really show a person how really bring out the real personality of a person.
It gets ugly and it gets stressful, because 9 times out of 10 the parents are trying to hurt each other and not thinking about the most important thing, which is the best interest of the child.
Oh my God, like that is they literally have best interest factors. It's literally ingrained in part of the law.
I'm sure it's more than just Louisiana. I'm sure that most states, if not all.
I think when you were searching Georgia law, you were seeing that they have some best interest factors.
They all have best interest factors. You have to.
Because they think about the children. They're thinking about that child. They're not thinking about these two grown adults who made the decision. They think about this child who's helpless, who's 100% relying on their parents.
Yep.
So we often tell our clients, get it together. Figure it out. Be the best version of yourself so you can parent, and be the best version of yourself so you can parent that child. and give that child the best life they can.
I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, it's not about, me as a family, when I do practice family law, I'm not thinking like, let me take that attorney down, let me take your baby dad or your baby mama down. I'm thinking about, hey, you want to consider therapy so you can talk to your child, so you can be better with your child, or your child may have special needs, or your child may be going through a change, or they may identify with this sexuality, because those issues come up and the parents do not like, and they don't know how to handle that.
Yep, they don't know how to handle it.
They don't know how to handle it. So you have to meet your child where they're at, and you have to be the best parent for that child.
And I often say too, you have to learn how to co-parent to a point. Because just saying, oh, we never talk to each other.
Strength to that.
How are you going to be on the same page about anything? Like
Thank
you're
you.
saying, if the child is going through something and you parents have to make a decision, like y'all have to reason at some point. And
let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because when we do our family law cases, our parents have to take what class before we can even go to the hearing officer conference?
A parenting class.
They got to take that transparenting class. You have to take it, and the hearing officer wants that certificate of completion because it teaches that parent how to learn how to co-parent with the other parent, how to communicate, how to just make decisions with each other for the
communication is the most important thing, because again, you got a long way to go.
Y'all, they have an app.
Like they have plenty of apps.
They have apps that you can communicate just in the app because it can be monitored. They have times where a parent, a dad or a mom may say something so nasty and ugly, and they can delete it, and then that parent don't have proof that this parent is talking like that. So with these apps specifically, like tailored for these parents, the courts can monitor it. Well, not monitor, like not watching them, but they have access to those text messages. If you should just be talking about co-parenting that child and how we gonna move forward, whether there's extracurricular activities, their education, doctor's appointments, that child gets sick, any emergencies, a child going through something, their mental health. Y'all should be talking about that. That's what should be going on in that. And if y'all can become friends and talk about other things, we encourage that.
We encourage that, and I always tell people, look, when you have this judgment, if y'all can agree to say, hey, we're going to, change this up slightly.
Right.
Do it. We want y'all to co-parent.
Yes.
We don't want to have to keep babysitting grown adults how to raise their own children.
It's exhausting. That's what it's coming in.
But you do have you do have some cases where they truly, truly need. Sometimes some parents just need those attorneys to help them understand the bigger picture.
Educating them.
It's about my child.
Yes.
And that should be your
ego, y'all.
Their
ego they pride and their ego be the downfall every time. Once you swallow your pride, and once you get tired enough to like, I don't even want to argue with him.
Yeah. Okay, so let's pivot a little bit. Let's transition.
Okay. Right. Let's get to
what's another hot topic?
Right. So what's going on right now? We talking about Pooh Shiesty.
First day out.
Made a song about it and everything.
Dang.
He must not like outside. It's the summertime. I can't believe him. Like, the summertime is coming up and you got the nerve to want to do this, take it upon yourself to try to resolve your own contractual agreement. Sir, that's not how that goes. There are attorneys specifically in place for that. They have entertainment and contract attorneys.
Allegedly
these
things happen.
Y'all, you're right. Allegedly these things happen.
You right. Just smacking the man down.
I know. I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
You watching this? I'm sorry. Because I know. Look, but hey, we're gonna have to break this down. I got some questions, and I got some more research I need to do on this, because all this is unraveling, and I can't talk too much about it
I'm not hip to federal laws. That's not my practice area. I know that's your practice area.
Right. Well, just criminal in general, like criminal, and I guess you have state, you have federal.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Federal is a whole different amount.
I think these are federal.
Yeah, these are federal. Yeah, these are federal.
I'm not. That's not my area, but I'm interested to see what you have to say about it, because I want to learn about it.
Okay. So from my research, I would say that I learned that he was already out on supervised release. And I say supervised release, I mean that once he finished his time and he got out, he probably had to have a supervision for a certain period of time, whether it was 3 years or 5 years. And I'm assuming one of the conditions of his release was to be on the ankle monitor, right? And I think he was out on gun charges already. And in this case, because I have my iPad, the alleged victim in this case is Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane was, I think he was under Gucci Mane label, 1017 records.
And he wanted to terminate this contract.
Because he didn't like his contract, he wanted to terminate his contract. But there's ways you go about doing that.
Correct.
First of all, you would consult with an attorney. You would talk about your contract, right? You would tell, hey, look, I'm having these issues. Let's consult. You would have you would hire an attorney, have your attorney reach out to Gucci Mane's attorney. Gucci Mane's real name is I think it's Roderick or something,
or
Darius, something like that. You would have your attorney reach out to his attorney, and then we'll have meetings and we'll discuss how to get out of it if you can. And we can't work it out. You file motions, you file hearings, and you go in front of the judge. That would have been.
But he didn't want to do it.
That would have been the right thing to do, right? But he didn't do that. Well, he decided to do him and the other men, including his dad. Because what? Like, why you didn't talk any sense? Who's gonna be your dad? Like, that didn't even make sense. So you and your dad, y'all decide to force his hand. You allegedly pull out a gun when you're not supposed to have a gun. Felony in possession of a firearm is a minimum of 10 years, a minimum of 5 years in Louisiana. Now I think this happened allegedly in Dallas, right? This would have been in Louisiana.
I don't really know.
I think it happened in Dallas. Now, okay. In Louisiana,
how in the world they get Gucci Man to Dallas?
He flew to Dallas. That's why I was confused at. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't understand why they flew to Dallas or they met in Dallas. I don't understand why they I think
maybe attorneys were supposed to be involved.
Maybe Pooh Shiesty can only stay in Dallas. Yeah. But y'all, if he already have the ankle monitor on, he's already getting monitored. Right. Like, that means they watching everything he has to do. He has a parole officer. That parole officer has access to his location. There's probably a third party company that the courts hire to
monitor him,
to specifically put ankle monitors or the watches on them to monitor them. So that means the court, the probation officer, and the judge is watching him. The third party company is monitoring him and watching his moves. So for him to do this, they already know they put him at that location. Oh yeah. And I seen pictures on the internet, which I don't know if to be true or not, pictures of his dad and him there and the other men there at the studio where they met to talk about that contract. Right? And then I think Gucci had security there as well. So he allegedly, one, you can't sign a contract under duress. If you put a gun to my temple, gun to your head, I'm signing whatever you need me to do.
Right, correct.
Right, I'm signing whatever you need. Correct. I'm not that street, I'm not that gangster, so I'm not gonna do it. But that contract is not valid anyways because it's under duress. You cannot sign a contract. That's one of the impediments. It's not valid.
You did all that. You thought that you weren't going to get caught, which I don't know why.
And went on live to talk about it.
That was crazy.
Went on live to snitch on himself to talk about it.
You think that this contract is now null and void?
And we're gonna and on our next episode we're gonna dive more into that his those charges, his indictment and everything because the case is just developing. But right now I just want to give just a little synopsis about it and talk about it. But so kidnapping allegedly, robbery, and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. Conspiracy is a when two or more people agree to commit a crime. And I say false imprisonment.
Yeah.
Kidnapping is if you take someone from that location and bring them to another location against their will and by force or intimidation or by using a dangerous weapon, right? Mm-hmm. But with false imprisonment, it's like you forcing them to stay at a place against their will. If someone come here and they hold a gun to our head and say y'all cannot leave. I would say that's false imprisonment. You don't let them leave. Yep. But it could be kidnapping as well. Allegedly it's kidnapping. So let's go with that. So kidnapping, robbery, and conspiracy to commit robbery, and so that's some of his charges. And so because it did happen in Dallas at a studio. I don't know why it happened in Dallas. Maybe that's where Pooh Shiesty is living, or maybe that's where he got released and he has to do
I think that's where he's from.
That's where he's from. Okay.
I don't know.
And so all right. So he set up this business meeting to talk to him about a contract. Okay, and so it was inside the studio. And he allegedly pulled an AK-47 out, a firearm out, and put it to his head and said, "You gonna sign this contract to let me out?" But that's what the attorneys come in at. Yeah. That's why we're here. When we say when we really go to school to be an attorney, you really need an attorney for everything.
You need an attorney for every single thing.
We not
if you're about to go into business with your best friend, still have attorneys. Mm-hmm. If you're going into business with your husband, your wife, your parents, whoever.
When you get married, you come with
marriage is a business.
Marriage is a business. When you get married,
having kids
is a business. That's why it's called a prenup, a postnup. That is a contractual agreement. These are a list of things that if you was to cheat on me, this XYZ will happen.
So everything you do, you have to operate and know
put
this
it
is
in
a
writing.
business.
Put it in writing. Have it drawn up by an attorney.
You have to.
That's why we're here. Yes. That's literally why we're here.
So to wrap it all up today.
Okay.
Always consult with an attorney.
Always consult with an attorney.
We are here to help.
Yes.
We go to school for years.
Yes.
Because you have to have an undergraduate degree.
You do.
Then you go into law school.
And we learn all these things.
And then you take the hardest exam.
You take the hardest
bar exam.
And then you intern. You work under someone that's more experienced than you.
It's costly to do all of these things.
It's called a practice for a reason because we don't know everything. Just like I can't sit here and tell y'all and break this whole case down just yet until I go do my research, until I learn and educate myself more on it. And then we can talk about it, which I'm hoping to talk about on our next episode.
And also, too, don't assume that your lawyer is supposed to know every single
You heard I said? Research,
like
learn, to practice.
It's a practice for a reason.
Yes.
Yep. So, that wraps up for episode 2
of Libations
and Litigations with Hallie
and Tanisha.